Welcome to Seamedu News. Here are some news. The Subrata Roy Sahara Stadium, also known as MCA Pune International Cricket Centre, was opened in Pune on 1st April this year, which was inaugurated by Sharad Pawar along with Prithviraj Chavan and Subrata Roy.
The inauguration was made very entertaining by the performances of artists like Priyanka Chopra, Preeti Zinta and Bipasha Basu. Actor Amitabh Bachchan addressed the crowd before the start of the IPL match between Pune Warriors and Kings 11 Punjab in Pune. Priyanka performed Lavani and Bipasha performed the Bengali traditional folk dance during the ceremony before the IPL match between Pune Warriors India and Kings 11 Punjab on Sunday. Celebrities like Neha Dupia were also present.
Global Talent Track have initiated a campaign called I Love Pune to promote awareness among today's youth about the vibrant and culturally rich Pune city. The campaign aims to engage the youth of Pune with all the other segments of the society across the world to promote Pune as a tourist destination with the help of social media. Global Talent Track will give the necessary know-how and training to the youth to promote the campaign through social media networks. The best design campaigns will be awarded prizes.
The International Day for Monuments and Sites, informally known as the World Heritage Day, was created on 18th April 1982 by ICOMOS and later approved at the UNESCO General Conference in 1983. This special day offers an opportunity to raise the public's awareness about the diversity of cultural heritage and the efforts that are required to protect and conserve it, as well as draw attention to its vulnerability. World heritage is the shared wealth of humankind. Protecting and preserving this valuable asset demands the collective efforts of the international community. The national heritages of India are the cornerstones of our history, culture, traditions, and art. These monuments speak of the enduring spirit of creation. They talk about the creation of people, power, and their prosperity. They bind us to the string of fleeting time, and on the Heritage Day, we acknowledge that the onus of responsibility in protecting them lies on our shoulders for generations to come. We must also aim to conserve the rich heritage and culture of Pune that defines its unique identity and character.
5th Annual World Autism Awareness Day was held on 2nd April 2012 at various locations across the world. Every year, autism organizations around the world celebrate the day with unique fundraising and awareness-raising events. Let us take a look at our feature report on autism.
Autism is a developmental disability that remains with a person for his or her whole life. This condition affects the brain functions. The first sign usually appears before a child is 3 years old. People with autism often find social interaction difficult and have problems with verbal and non-verbal communication. On 1st of November 2007, nations called for one day of each year to be designated as World Autism Day. On 18th of December 2007, the UN General Assembly observed April 2nd as World Autism Awareness Day.
ही अनुवंशिक आहे, स्वमग्नता जी आहे ती, आणि जन्मतः असतेच या मुलांच्यामध्ये. आणि त्या लक्षणांच्यामध्ये म्हणजे मूल जे नॉर्मल सगळं आधी डेव्हलपमेंट सगळी त्याची होत असते, ती सडनली तो मूल जे असतं ते आवाजाला रिस्पॉन्स देत नाही, नजरेला नजर देत नाही, किती हाका मारला तरी ते आईकडे बघत नाही. मग अशा वेळेस ऑटोमॅटिकली पेरेंट्स जे असतात ते बेरा टेस्ट वगैरे करायला किंवा हेअरिंग टेस्ट करायला जातात आणि त्या सर्व टेस्ट नॉर्मल येतात. आणि मग अशा वेळेस मग पिडियाट्रिशियनकडे जाऊन डायग्नोज झालं की मुलाला ऑटिझम आहे, मग अशा वेळेस ती मुलं आमच्याकडे येतात.
Autism affects girls and boys of all races and in all geographic regions and has a large impact on children, their families, communities, and societies. The prevalence is currently rising in many countries around the world. Caring for and educating children and young people with this condition places challenges on healthcare, education, and training programs.
Time for a break. Welcome back. April Fool's Day, sometimes known as All Fool's Day, is one of the most light-hearted days of the year. Let's have a glance on its uncertain origin.
Fool's Day, or All Fool's Day, is the one day of the year when you are allowed to mercilessly prank your friends, family, and coworkers. How exactly did this day come about? We don't actually know for sure what started the celebration of April Fool's Day. References can be found as early as the 1500s, but these accounts are infrequent and not very detailed. The most popular theory is that it began around 1582 in France during the reformation of the calendar. Before France adopted the Gregorian calendar, they celebrated New Year's for 8 days, beginning on March 25th and ending on April 1st. When they switched calendar systems, the 8th day moved from April 1st to January 1st. Because they didn't have internet, phones, social media, and a mail system, a lot of people didn't hear about this change until years later. Those that did not hear about the change continued to celebrate New Year's in April. Others refused to celebrate it out of rebellion. Those that had been informed of the change and adjusted their calendars began to make fun of these fools who were uninformed or rebellious. This harassment evolved into a tradition of playing pranks on the first day of April and then spread to other countries. However, April Fool's Day was already established in England, which didn't switch calendar systems until 1752. Also, people were already engaging in pranks and lightheartedness around this time of year, long before the French switched their calendar systems, such as in the case of the ancient Roman festival of Hilaria. Modern celebrations of April Fool's Day have slightly different traditions depending on the country you are in, but they all have the similar theme of pranking or humiliating individuals. In France, they try to tape an image of a fish to your back without you noticing, and in Portugal, they throw flour at you. In England, you are only supposed to pull jokes until noon, and if you pull a joke after noon, you are called an April Fool. In the United States and Britain, even popular media outlets and companies have been known to get involved in the fun. In 1996, Taco Bell announced that it had purchased the Liberty Bell from the city of Philadelphia and was going to rename it the Taco Liberty Bell. In 1992, NPR claimed that Richard Nixon would be running again for president. British publication The Guardian famously pranked the public in 1977 when they said that a semicolon-shaped island in the Indian Ocean had been discovered. This hoax is credited for launching the trend of April Fool's Day pranks by British tabloids. So hopefully you now know a little more about the history of April Fool's Day, or at least what we think the history of it is.
Most loved film of all times, Titanic, was released with a new 3D version this month, marking its 100th anniversary. Let us see how people boarded the unsinkable ship again in 3D.
To celebrate the 100th anniversary of Titanic's demise, James Cameron released the 3D version of this epic film Titanic. It took 18 million to convert the film into 3D in time for the 100th year anniversary of the ship's sinking on April 15th. Cameron's Titanic 3D delicately picked up a greater depth perception in each shot, heightening the sense of realism conveyed to audience members. The action is more intense and love story is more intimate. In one of the greatest movies of all time, the 3D footage showcased moments involving depth, such as a car being slowly hoisted on the deck of the ship or Jack anxiously waiting for Rose at the bottom of a grand staircase. The 3D enhancement separated the foreground and background planes, notably during the sinking scenes.
I've been looking for years for an opportunity to put Titanic back on the big screen because that's really where it belongs. So we started to explore the idea of converting Titanic to 3D. The question was, when do we do it? And I always felt that the centenary of the real sinking would be a perfect opportunity. The movie is about relationships and our feelings for each other, and so parents were taking kids, and kids, adult kids, were taking their parents. It was this transgenerational sharing kind of experience, and people were really choosing who they were going to re-experience the movie with, and I actually think it could work the same way in this re-release.
Titanic's 3D has sailed beyond the 2 million mark in lifetime ticket sales, thanks to a 3D re-release that was timed to the centennial of the ship's sinking.
Fans had something to cheer about on 20th March. Their long wait came to an end as the Grammy Award-winning French DJ David Guetta at last made his appearance on the city's music circuit.
Pierre David Guetta, known professionally as David Guetta, is a French house music producer and a DJ. Originally a DJ at nightclubs, during the 1980s and 1990s, he co-founded Gum Productions and released his first album, Just a Little More, in 2002. Later, he released Guetta Blaster 2004 and Pop Life in 2007. His 2009 album, One Love, included the hit singles When Love Takes Over, Getting Over You, and Sexy Chick, the last becoming a top 5 hit in the US and all three reaching in top 1 in the UK, as well as another internationally known single called Memories featuring Kid Cudi, which became a top 5 hit in many countries. Guetta has sold over 3 million albums and 15 million singles worldwide. He is currently one of the most sought-after music producers. As of 2012, David Guetta is the world's most popular DJ, claiming the top 1 pole position of the DJ Mag 100 popularity poll. The EDM followers who were present at the Amnora Parktown since 5 p.m. finally got a glimpse of the international figure at around 8 p.m. It was a light and sound treat for all the music lovers across the city. As the performance went ahead, crowd was seen humming along with the DJ. Then came the single Sweat, which literally saw the audience sweating it out. What came as a pleasant and most unexpected surprise for Pune audience was the appearance of American R&B recording artist and singer Akon, and the duo enthralled the city audience. Around 7,000 people witnessed the show, and it was a total paisa vasool for all those who bought the tickets in black as the last moment. It was a show which Pune will remember for long.
Batting great Rahul Dravid, the second most prolific batsman in the game's history, bid adieu to Test cricket last month. The world thus brought down the curtains on a glorious 16-year career. A special tribute on this great player.
Nicknamed the Wall for his dire defense,
The always thoughtful looking Dravid walked into international cricket sunset after making his debut in June 1996. Dravid ended his test career with 13,288 runs, behind only Tendulkar, in 164 matches with 36 hundreds and 63 half centuries at an average of 52.31. The 270 against Pakistan was his highest score. Initially considered a liability in the one-day arena, he reinvented his game over the years to meet the demands of the shorter format which he played from April 1996 to September 2011. He scored 10,889 runs from 344 ODIs with 12 centuries and 83 half centuries at an average of 39.16.
In the end of the day, there's a huge sense of satisfaction that even though I might have failed in certain times or failed in achieving certain things, I've always given it my best shot, and I've tried my very best, and I've left no stone unturned to try and become the best cricketer I could ever become. And I think that leaves me with a huge amount of satisfaction. So there are absolutely no regrets.
Under his captaincy between October 2005 and September 2007, India won the Test series in West Indies as well as England, but had a disastrous World Cup in 2007 when they were knocked out in the first round of the tournament. He captained India in 25 Tests and 79 ODIs. Never a natural athlete, Dravid's immense level of concentration also came in handy as he holds the world record of highest Test catches, 210, mostly at the slip cordon. He overtook Mark Waugh to become the most successful slip catcher in history. In addition to this, he has 196 catches in ODIs. The wall may have hung up his international boots, but his fans will not be devoid of his suave, unselfish style of play since he will be marshalling the Rajasthan Royals this IPL season.
With this, we end the news bulletin. See you in the next bulletin.